So it was harder than it should have been, but the Yankees took 2 games out of 3 out of the series against the Kansas City Royals. They just won by a score of 5-2. And yeah, it was tougher than it needed to be, but they took the series, so I'll take that. It gives them some momentum heading into the Field of Dreams series against the Chicago White Sox, which is going to be a much tougher test. And, again, they won. And let's start with the pitching, okay? So we had another kind of bullpen game. We got to stop bullpenning games, but Lucas Licky started. He threw 2 clean innings. He gave up 1 run in 2 innings. And then Albert Abreu came in, 2 1/3, 4 strikeouts, and pretty solid. Joely came in and threw a clean 2/3 of an inning. Chad Green came in, 2 clean innings. Johnny Loizaga threw a clean 8th, and then Zach Britton threw a clean 9th, even though there was some errors during the 9th inning, especially Ridley Odor at second base, trying to connect to the shortstop to complete a double play. It didn't happen, but the next play they completed a double play to end the game. But Odor also had another error at third base. But again, he's out of place right now. So, but with the call-up now of Oswald Peraza, if you haven't seen my video, it's in the description. I just did one they just called him up today. So he'll be meeting them out in Iowa for the Field of Dreams series against the Chicago White Sox at the stadium where they actually had the movie Field of Dreams, which is kind of cool. So that's coming up. But that said, there's still so many things going on here. Another guy, Clay Holmes, one of their more dependable relievers, a new reliever from Pittsburgh, who they traded Hoyt Park for, who's raking it in Pittsburgh right now. He's on the COVID IL, and he's experiencing symptoms. They tested him. They haven't revealed the results of the test yet, but chances are he's probably going to wind up with COVID, and that'll be, the 5th or 6th Yankee right now on that list, the COVID list, which is just, it's downright ridiculous, but you know how I feel about that. I'm not even going to go into details because people get way too angry and way too upset. So everybody has their opinions, and that's fine. But you know how I feel. Okay. In terms of the offense, we got here. Let's see. Luke Voit single put the Yankees up 2-0. Ridley Odor had a single, put them up 3-0. And then Salvador Perez brought Kansas City back to 3-1. Aaron Judge hit a single to score. Looks like DJ put them up 5-1 or a 2-run single. DJ hit a single. Actually, no, DJ hit a single, and then Aaron Judge hit a single, both on RBI singles. And then Kansas City scored a run on looks like a Nicky Lopez sacrifice. Reached on an error, and he wound up scoring a run. And that's the summer of the offense. So nothing flashy, nothing sexy. Again, Yankees missing some opportunities, but clawing themselves into victories. But again, this is one of the problems with the Yankees, that their lack of, just clutch hitting and their lack of beating the teams that they should be beating much easier is putting a lot more pressure on the starting rotation and the bullpen. They're putting them in so many more high-leverage situations that they shouldn't be in. And, again, their offense is just leaving a lot to be desired. It's inconsistent, and it's not, it's Richard Risucci, and he made a great comment on it. He alluded to this yesterday on one of my videos, and in the comments section. It was a fantastic point, so I want to give you a shout-out for that. And he's right. The offense is just not coming through so many times. And some guys are getting hot, some guys are getting cold. Otherwise, the offense is just way inconsistent, and they're not coming through when they need to. They're overly reliant on the home run still. And even with a bunch of guys out, it's just not clicking on all cylinders, and they haven't since 2019. So we need to do something about that, and the Yankees have to figure out a way to get together. It's just bunt. They need to stop looking at pitches right down the middle. Start working more counts. If you work the count and put pitchers in a 2-strike, a 3-ball situation more than a 2-strike situation, then you're going to get more pitches that are desirable for the hitter instead of the other way around. So it puts pressure on the pitcher, and it starts to wear them down because you're working the count. So we need more work in the counts. We need more small ball. We need more stolen bases. This is what guys do against the Yankees a lot. They steal bases, and then they get driven home at second on key base hits and clutch base hits. And these are things that the Yankees need more of. Yes, I'm glad that they won. I'm glad they won the series, but it should not be this difficult to win the series, and they shouldn't have to use 15 pitchers, something like that, to get through the series. And I know they're down 3 starters, so it's a lot more difficult to do. But at the end of the day, the Yankees should have the firepower to do it. And again, even elite bullpens get worn out. Okay, when they're working too hard, when they're doing too much. And that's something to keep in mind. So the offense has to pick things up. We need more consistent growth. We need more consistent hitting, more clutch hitting. Okay, more small ball, more manufacturing of runs. And I say this a lot, and some of the other folks have said it a lot. It's just, we need this, and we need it more often. And again, until they do that, until the offense starts to catch up with some of the pitching, particularly starters, they're going to have a really hard time against the better teams like the White Sox, like the A's, like the Rays, like the Astros. And then, obviously, those bigger teams internationally, the Padres and the Dodgers and the Giants, they're going to get exposed and just pounded by these teams. So I hope they have a better series. If they win the series against Chicago, fantastic. I just hope I hope it doesn't wear them out for the next series. It shouldn't have to be that difficult. Yeah, it's a tougher challenge, so it will be tougher, and hopefully they get some reinforcements back. I mean, Cole and Montgomery have been working out. There's talk about them being coming back soon. Obviously, they need 2 consecutive negative tests to do that. I'm hearing Clark Schmidt is working his way back to rehab. So is Luis Severino. So we have guys coming back. And I'm glad we have somebody like Oswald Peraza. I mean, he's been doing really, really well. I'm glad he's getting an opportunity. I know a lot of folks would like Volpe. I would like to see Volpe, but he's still down, I think, in high A ball. Hasn't moved up yet to Double A. But who knows? They might just bring him up for fun during September call-ups. There's a 15-person roster expansion, or 14-person, and just to see what he's got. He's a really, really good-looking prospect. He looks like he's going to be special. He really does. But Peraza's a little bit further in terms of development and age, so that's why they call Peraza up. And, Volpe is, I think, their number 11 or 10 or 11 prospect, but he definitely doesn't play like it. He plays like a top 5 prospect. So as long as he keeps continuing on that trend, he'll be in really good shape. But congratulations to Oswald Peraza for coming up, and hopefully we'll see you in the series in Chicago. And I'll be recapping everything on there. And I got a couple of videos. My next videos, I'm probably going to get a lot of heat for it, but it's got to be done. So I'll talk to you then.